Hi everyone, I'm back here on my channel again to basically try to continue on. I want to say thank you again to Juliana for providing me this inspiration. I talked about that in my first video. She had a video that kind of inspired me. Then I made another video, and here's a third video that I'm continuing on with. And also want to acknowledge that I think it's really cool that Juliana has this kind of idea of independent thinking and marching to her own beat and believing in freedom. And I think that's really cool. And I guess I could really understand the discomfort and uneasiness that kind of goes with that in today's world. Um, One of the things I wanted to mention is something I hear about a lot, and that's, I guess, the allegation of fake news. Um, I would say that probably almost everything is fake news, or maybe fabricated news. And and I guess, and when I'm talking about this news, I guess I'm really talking about like I guess the things that kind of get everybody stirred up or whatever. And I guess I'm actually really more thinking about like the stuff that goes on in the Matrix, or like I guess maybe I would say like the global community, the big world that we live in that kind of connects everybody together. Um, but you know what? I also should also mention that I know that there is some other. I've heard of these kind of tribes that are out here in the world that are kind of like they don't have the same technology and they have their own language and culture, and they're just kind of like they're kind of outside the matrix. I've just heard about them. I know that they're out there and they kind of do their own thing and whatever. They might have their own issues that are going on there, but I just want to just say that I know that that's out there. And then of course, when you talk about news and whatnot, of course you could have like some local news where maybe some kind of burglary or something happens in the neighborhood, and I guess maybe that could be real. I mean, I don't know what incentive they would have to be making that kind of stuff up. And I'm more thinking of like these big stories that are coming out, like, I mean, things like related to maybe something that the president says or does, or something with war, or some kind of like international affairs, Russia, China, or maybe something racial, or maybe something sexual. I mean, just basically like these big things that kind of come in and get people kind of riled up and stirred up, and it's all the people like that are in the matrix that are kind of like hearing these things. But one thing I thought of is I wanted to basically I thought of like this kind of diagram to kind of give like a kind of illustration of the way I see it. So first I want to say that there's kind of I see like a kind of information feed that kind of comes down. So I'm going to draw that out. The information feed. Okay, so you get this information feed, that's coming down from the top, the information. And where's the top? I don't know what is that, like God or like there's some like special privileged people up there that are able to do these things, and they come up with this stuff, or maybe they make it up. I don't know, but they say, okay, there's the stuff that's gonna be like of importance today, and we're gonna send it down, and basically that's it. That's what that's the story of the day. I mean, because you got like zillions of things happening in every moment, but the information that's really important, like breaking news, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so the information feed comes down, and then it basically breaks out into like these different spins. So I'll say you got like spin A, spin B, and spin C, spin D. So it basically the information feed comes down, and then it basically breaks out into these spins. I said, I mean, you could have like thousands of different spins out there that but the main thing is that the information is coming out, and then it's basically being branched out, and then it goes into these different spins, and it's going to be like, it's kind of like a mindset, or it actually is kind of like mind control, but I think there's like kind of like a mindset, or kind of like for each spin, there's kind of like a way of thinking or interpreting things or answering questions, and it's almost like if you look if you're in one particular spin, it's almost like you could predict kind of like what what they're going to be saying, what kind of answers they're going to be giving, the way they're going to be thinking, and that kind of thing. And of course, like some of the main ones, you might have like some commonalities between like a couple of the big main spins, like maybe something like war on terror, or security, or you know, in commercials. You know, that's a big thing. You know, that's all like capitalism and Wall Street and all that. And that's something that's you know, really a common thread that, you know, kind of patches a lot of them together. And then, of course, you might have some spins that are kind of like fringe, you know, like maybe coming up with conspiracies and whatnot. And they have their own, you know, each different one might have their own set of thoughts. And then I guess I see a person like Juliana. Juliana's kind of like, she's just kind of like drifting around out there, you know, in space there. And she's just, you know, because she's kind of like trying to figure it out on her own. She's an independent, free thinker. And she can't, you know, fit into any of these things because she's saying, no, I'm going to like try to process this on my own. And I guess I understand that that could be like a kind of, there could be a sense of danger kind of being out there like that because, you know, because the people in these different spins, you know what, in these different bubbles, it'll give you a kind of a sense of security because, you know, like you're, you know, with all these people that kind of parrot the same thoughts and you know, you feel more strong and safe with that, you know, going along with that. But when you're out there and you're trying to do your own thing, and then I know she talked about like the angry mob, so that could be like, you know, maybe somebody from one of the spins, you know, getting, or maybe multiple spins, you know, saying, oh, what the hell is she talking about? You know, get all crazy. And actually, I thought of like angry mom, which is angry mom. I thought of angry mom because I thought of my mother, and I think she's like, she's really tied into one spin, and you know, sometimes I'm talking and I'm kind of like trying to process things on my own, and she'll get all upset and crazy. She'll say, "What do you do with that spin?" And I'm like, "No, you know, that spin's just as crazy as the spin." Anyway, so I think I'm just trying to give like a, you know, whatever my interpretation of the stuff that's going out there. I don't know where I came up with this crazy idea of drawing this diagram and whatnot. But anyway, I think maybe I'll do a song. Why not? You know, I mean, I like to do creative things on here. And I mean, that's kind of like the fun of this. So anyway, so here's you know, another original that I have. And let's see, I'll just turn on my amp. Let's see. In your stone age brain, all the agony, the pain. Here you are today, and certainly a final way. Multi-loops of anger, stress, the cortisol is access. Consumer greed, for which they feed. One time. The hedonist, the autonomist. Short-term, long-term happiness, and meditate, return the state to a never-ending trade. Alarm bell rings, the craving stings if you'd only talk to Buddha. Consumer slave, they knew you'd care. Just to be, I want to be free. Just to be, I want to be free. Where might you find the consciousness? And not more presence withstanding the test without seeming contrived as the dream passes by. If everything's phony, spare us the baloney, shut down and find your mantra to set us free. I wanna be living like it. So that's another one of my pieces. Yeah, that's that one. I kind of got the idea of some broadcast that I heard one time, and I just kind of jotted down some ideas, and eventually over time I crafted something. And one thing that was interesting about that was that there was a word in there that I think I heard it and I wrote it down, and I remember Googling the word. I didn't know what the word was, and I kind of like wanted to get the feel of that concept. But then actually over time, I think the word kind of like just disappeared because I was Googling it and it just was just turned into gibberish and nonsense. And or maybe I'm just really totally fucked up. You know, maybe I was like kind of like half dream state, half conscious state, and I came up with, I don't even know. I guess I'm kind of a weird person. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.